I've been in touch with Rafael Sadiq for some time, and he invited me to stop by his studio in LA. So I did. He's one of the most amazing artists in my opinion, and he's also very, very important in the world of neo soul. So for me, it's sort of like in order to articulate these lo-fi neo soul vibes, I'm gonna take 3 chords. So D minor, A minor, and E minor. Now, when I'm playing them in this sort of way, in this open position, it doesn't sound correct, if you will. So the first thing I'm going to do is move them into a different position on the guitar, and that would be bar chords. So D minor, then A minor, and E minor. Okay, a little better, but not there yet. I'm going to add the 7, and for that I'm actually going to just take one finger off. So I'm going to do that. So this is D minor 7, and this will be A minor 7, and this would be E minor 7. Starting to get somewhere, but to be honest, I'm not crazy big fan of this sort of shape. I don't know, it just doesn't sound great to my ears. I really prefer this shape, which is a shell chord, 1, 3, and 7. Beautiful sounds and very compact, so really, really great. I'm gonna start with that. So we have D minor 7, E minor 7, and I'm gonna jump to this A minor here. So it's literally the same shape, pure copy paste, boom, boom, and boom. And how do I know right now the name of the chords? Well, they're all in the bass. So D minor 7, E minor 7, and A minor 7. And notice what I just did. I kind of like automatically added the open E string, which gives me this sort of anchor point. So when I'm playing these chords and just jumping around the board, there is less connectivity, less voice leading, if you will. So by having this open string, you know, vibrating through the whole mini song, I'm getting this kind of like anchor point that, I don't know, feels really, really nice. So it also changes the chord a little, because this is actually D minor 7, 9, this is E minor 7 with open E, this is A minor with an open E, which is the 5th. So it's really cool, because by just playing this, we're almost getting somewhere. And of course, if you just add a little bit of rhythm, if you're here, you probably really like guitar, and I love guitar, and it's been a passion of mine for many, many years, and I'm sure many years to come. And you know, one of the issues that I always had was how to do it better, how to do it in an organized way, and to do it really well, which is a challenge. And that's why I'm actually was working on a big course. It's a 26-week course where there are videos, PDFs, jam tracks, everything, as well as working with me in a very small group of under 10 people, 10 people max. And if you're interested to know more about it, check this or link in bio. I hope to see you there. A little bit of rhythm. Now, of course, it's not a song yet, but it's starting to be something musical, because instead of just having 3 chords, D minor, A minor, and E minor, all of a sudden I'm starting to explore sounds that I'm kind of feeling a little more. But we're not there just yet. I'm going to add the 9, which is the E, also the open string, and you can play both actually, it's kind of beautiful. So D minor 7, 9, E minor 7, 9 with the open E as well, why not? And then A minor 7, 9, literally the same shape. I'm gonna play it in time just to get a little vibe. Starting to get somewhere, but there are a few things that I'm kind of hearing. Right now, when I was playing this, I'm kind of imagining the 11. So the 11, when I'm playing this D minor 7, 9, it's cool, but I can also add this note here, this G. So it could be, which again, with music, with chords, imagine the guitar sort of like an orchestra or a full band, you know, drums, piano, bass, everything. So like the little bass line, just some rhythm that helps this mini progression, this mini song that we're creating together, be something more meaningful. And the melodic content here, so D minor 7 again, shell, D minor 7, 9, and then I'm just adding this G on top. So I have, and then the A minor, just played it, A minor 7, 9. So and you can change them, it doesn't always have to be the same. It can be sound. The little things that I'm adding, the rhythms, the little mini kind of like pentatonic ideas, or these kind of small things are very small, but they make this whole thing sing. So when we're trying to create, again, I'm trying to show you the steps. I'm trying to take something simple, D minor, A minor, E minor, and then I'm adding little by little colors, and I'm trying to see how I can bring it to a place that I like. Now, you know what? You can say, man, I don't really want to hear these minor sounds, so I'm gonna do a trick that is kind of cool and very special, and I think it works both if you want the minor or if you want to take it to a different direction, and that is using upper structures. So what I mean here, when I have this chord D minor, I'm going to play F major 7. I'm going to play this shape actually because I like it a lot. It's F major 7, 9. So instead of this D minor, I'm just going to play this, and then instead of the chord E minor, I'm going to play G major 7, which is the first upper structure, and instead of A minor, I'm going to play C major. So quick kind of like recap about upper structure. Basically, when we're talking about chords, let's say take the chord D minor, or D minor, so 1, 3, 5, and then I'm adding the 7, so 1, 3, 5, 7, and then I'm kind of stacking thirds, so 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. And then basically I'm dropping this 1, and what do you know? We have a F major 7, F, A, C, and E. So this is F major 7, 9. If I bring back the bass, so I get a D minor 7, 9. So the idea with these first kind of upper structures, dropping the bass and just playing this thing. So I'm literally playing an F major 7. So, you know, you can play this shape and you can play other shapes, but I chose this shape. So I want to play basically F major 7 for the D minor. I'm going to play a G major 7, maybe this shape, and then a C major 7 for the A minor actually. So we have this kind of sound. So let's hear it in time and then you'll see what I mean exactly. So, well actually, when I was about to start playing this, I was imagining this note to be being held the same way we did before. So I played this for F major 7, I played this for G major 7 shell plus the E, so G major 7, 6, and then C major 7. The same reason I kind of like this anchor point. Right, so just that idea of having something consistent, especially when the chords shift quite a bit, is really cool. So from our progression of D minor, A minor, E minor, I all of a sudden came up with a new progression in a way, F major 7, G major 7, C major 7. And I'm saying in a way because you can look at it in two ways. You can say, well, it's just new chords, completely different chords, F major 7, G major 7, C major 7, but I'm actually hearing this on the bass of D, E, and A, so we have boom, boom, but the chords are going to be la, mi, la, mi, la. Right, so I'm playing these shapes, but I'm actually imagining these bass lines. And so, you know, you're playing major 7 shapes, major 7, 9, all these kind of cool colors, soft, kind of like beautiful sounds, but you're actually hearing, and of course, it doesn't have to be, it's your call what you want to do with it, but all of a sudden it becomes. And the reason it's so cool is that we can find sort of like the commonality between these chords and we can get more shapes, right? All of a sudden it's not just D minor. This shape or this sound becomes also F major 7, and the more shapes I know for F major 7 or D minor, I have more melodic freedom, right? And of course there are more opera structure and more ideas that you can do with it, but for us at this moment, just understanding that idea, that concept that we can take this D minor and spice it up and spice it up and spice it up and spice it up, right? This is so cool and so beautiful and also very simple, especially if you understand what we're doing, right? So instead of copy pasting just like, oh, I can play this shape, I want you to really understand. And I think this is very important with music and with guitar specifically. So a lot of people are getting stuck in a place where they can kind of like play a shape, but they don't understand the shape. So I really want you to, you know, take your time with this and say, okay, D minor, what is D minor? 1, 3, 5, D, F, A, D, F, A, C. This is D minor 7, and I'm playing a shell. 1, 3, 7. I'm adding the 9. What is the 9? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, E is the 9. Okay, so D minor 7, 9, right? All that process takes time, but once you do it again and again and again, it becomes easier and faster, and then all of a sudden you can find these shapes. And you know, as far as I'm concerned, it doesn't need to be even in this order. What happens if we just switch it around? Maybe with the upper structure. Again, many options, but it's going to be way easier if you just break it down step by step and see and understand how to go about it. Another super cool technique is taking the colors we have, this minor 7 element we did, and changing it completely to a different color. So major 7, bam, major 7, bam, and major 7. Now, it might not be the sound you want, but you want to check it out. So yeah, it's a little vanilla in my kind of taste right now, to my taste, but I'm gonna change the order before I make my final judgment. So actually I already like it better, but what happens if I change one chord to minor? A little too dark. I like that. What did I do? I just kept this idea descending, so maybe right? Very simple technique, literally taking this idea and using the same shapes or the same bass note, shifting colors and then shifting the order. Now, it might not be the sound you're looking for, so you can still explore. You can, like I just did, I was like, what happens if I go there and kind of A/B test it, or changing to another color. What about 7, 9, dominant 7, 9. So let's see what happens. Don't really like it, to be honest. I don't think that's the vibe that I'm imagining, but maybe. Maybe it can lead to somewhere else. Maybe I like the first chord, or maybe I just like the second chord. The point is taking the bass motion that is set as a starting point and adjusting the colors. And you know, we can just start by minor, major, and dominant. These three sounds. Again, of course, you can have different sounds as well, not a problem, but it's a nice kind of place to start looking for these lush kind of sounds that are beautiful